Okay, well, it looks like we're saying we're live. Okay, well, welcome to another week in the workshop. Ooh, that light's not real good, is it? We got the forged engine back, and yeah, now it's time to get this engine together. But yes, it's been pretty quiet, man. We haven't done a week in the workshop for a while, so we're here at HARE Motorsports Workshop. Let's just go in here. We'll swap cameras. Let's just get this rear camera. Come on, what's going on with this thing? There we go. So here we are, week in the workshop. Like I said, yeah, it's been pretty quiet. So we've had the engine down at the engine builder for the last 7 months. So we've now got that back and had quite a bit of work done to it. Been working on the car. We had an issue with the brakes, so we've sorted that out. We've also got the ZEP Racing suspension back in the car. So we sourced a replacement shock absorber, the one that sheared off at Winton last year. So yeah, now it's just a matter of now just getting this car back together again, get it all running. Hopefully trying to do that this weekend. Got the GT box. GT box is back. So had the bell housing replaced on that. So it's a non-GT bell housing, but we've got the our GT box all repaired, ready to rock and roll. So yeah, really happy about that. They pulled it apart, diagnosed it, had a look, and no damage inside. All the gears were in good nick. The only thing we had was this, the shock loading just sheared the welds on the our welded diff. So that just got re-welded back up again, all sorted out and back in business. That's the bell housing there. You can see the big chunk out of the bell housing. That got replaced. Again, there's that block there. So there's our 4AG20 valve. So we've been working on that, we're going to try and get that fitted, but yeah, bit of issues around that to get that thing fitted. So it just takes time. We'll have HMO3 sitting down there. So we'll have to start doing our trial fits with the 4AG20 valve in HMO3, all the broken bits from the engine, and yeah, just all the bits. We've got all the bits here come back from the engine builder. Had to do a little bit of work on the head too. So we actually had one lobe that wore out and fretted one of the shims. So he's going to fix that all for us. Got that all sorted out. Sump, just had that. Our original sump was destroyed, so just had another sump fixed up and had the temperature sensor put in it, got it modified. But yep, here she is. This is the forged engine, so a lot of work done to it. So full strip clean. You can see the valve reliefs there. So I'll just go and grab the list over here and we'll talk about all the work that was done. So yeah, so she's been fully cleaned up, chemical cleaned up. It's had a line hone, so the crankshaft and the main bearings there. She's had a line hone, made sure that the centre line of the crankshaft is in line with the centre line of the bores. So apparently it was a 15th off, and that's been rectified. Bore and hone, so we've gone in a increased piston size here, so we've gone to a 74.5, so we've gone 0.5 millimetres in diameter, increase in diameter. Not much, but you know, it's a little bit, and that was done with a torque plate. So that's all been bored properly and honed and all that, so that's really great. Surfaced the block as well, so it's been decked. So they're just taking a skim off that, so get that all nice and flat now, because we're going to be running a very tight, very small head gasket. So we're going from a 1.9 millimetre down to a 0.4 millimetre head gasket. The crankshaft's been lightened. We'll flip it over in a minute. So crankshaft's been lightened. The crankshaft's been ground, so all the journals have been ground, the big ends and the main bearings as well. All new bearings through, so mains and connecting rods. We've also had a complete balance, so everything has been balanced. So pistons, connecting rods, crankshaft, flywheel, clutch, all the front pulley, the whole lot has been balanced, which is pretty good, so I'm pretty happy about that. Repair and well cam, like I said, we had a bit of an issue with one lobe, so he's gone and got that fixed up for us. Dummy for clearance, so a bit of labour there involved. He hasn't charged me much at all, to be honest. Just fitting up the head and just getting a, you can see on the number 1 piston there, he just centre popped where the, put in dummy valves, and just to get that clearance right. So the key here was taking minimal material out of the pistons for the valve relief. We'll have a look at the previous pistons and have a bit of a comparison. Dismantle, clean and inspect the cylinder head, so that's all been done. Cut seats, face the valves, got all that sort of redone again, just lick that all up in, and that's brand new, so it's only done it's probably only done about 1 year worth of racing, so it's good to give it a bit of a clean up. Head surface, so the surface has just been given a bit of a shave as well, just minimal again, just to make sure it's flat. Set tappets, full clean and assemble of the head, assemble to the short, and obviously a wash plug set, so new wash plugs. So obviously you take all the wash plugs out for your clean, and that gives you access inside there. We'll paint the block red again too. Got some engine enamel there. Once we finish this live cast, I'll start hooking in, get the work, and start assembling the motor. Now let's have a look at these pistons. Okay, just come around to the box of all the bits back from the engine builder. What are we going to look at first here? Okay, well this is an OEM piston, so this is the 5E piston that came out. So you can see there's the valve release there. You can see it's a flat top piston. There's no ridge in there. So you'll find that this piston here is of what they call a pre-pollution motor. And just comparing that there, and you have a look there, and it's almost the same really. It's a little bit bigger, you can tell by just in here. We've got a bit of a flat here, and on the other one there you can see it's a bit sharper there, just in that area. So you can see where we've gone to a larger diameter. We gave him a sample piston from the machining we had previously done, and that's this one here. And this is a pollution piston, so this is a pollution piston. You can see that it's just got a little bit of a rise here. So I really wouldn't call it much of a dome, but not like the 4E pistons. And you can see here, look at that, the valve reliefs here were massive, so I think too much material was taken out. And you can see in there where the valve was still hitting, so it just wasn't quite done properly. But and then just looking and comparing the two, yeah. So that's all pretty good. So that's all the all the spare pistons from the change. You have a look at the connecting rod too. Also, while we're here, that's the standard connecting rod for it, and we'll have a look. We'll flip it over and we'll have a look at the forged rods. So quite a significant amount of work done. Set you up here for a little bit. So here we go. So yeah, it's all in here. So we've had the crankshaft lightened, balanced. You can see here we've had it aerodynamically profiled as well. So a bit of a knife edge there for windage. So a lot of work done on that crankshaft. As you can see from the top here as well. So here we've got the 4AG 20 valve, or it's probably even 16 valves are the same, but we've got the 4AG main bearing cap bridges. So that's come up really well, really happy about that. And we've also got the studs there. So we did buy the increased length studs, but there's still plenty of meat on there. So that's really good. I'm really happy about that. That is excellent. It's come up really well. A lot of work. You see also just with the, might be able to see down there. Let's go across to this one here. You can see just down there with that, they've actually done some relief work down here because the connecting rod's too thick. Unfortunately, we really can't see it that well. Let me just flip it over a bit. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see the connecting rods, but they're quite wide, eh? They're significantly wider than the OEM connecting rods. I might see if I can get it into a position where we might be able to see how close that tolerance is. Yeah, it's a bit hard to see because it's on the downstroke there, so it's sort of tucked in behind. Sort of tucked in behind there. But yeah, she's all been balanced and cleaned, and there's a bit of a good profile there looking at those crankshaft counterbalance weights. The work that's been done on them. Yeah, so you can see that yeah, just a matter of now just getting it all ready and putting it all back together. So, sensational amount of work. Really, really happy. This is good. Just can't wait to get it on the dyno and just see what sort of power she's producing now. So, got a little bit of work to start dialing it in and just getting it all set up. Other work we've got going, we've got these quads. So, working on the quads at the moment. So, we're just getting all the manifold and adapter plates all sorted out for it. So yeah, what we want to do is leave it there for the time being, and I'll come back a bit later and see how we're progressing. Stay tuned.